Indeed, the founder of the Musée de la Danse.
Thank you.
Would you mind telling us what is the idea of music?
In English or in English? There's many ideas in one title, of course. I think I felt dance was, in a way, trapped between two institutions. The one of the theater, with its own rules, its own mental space, its own economy, and the one of the school, the dance school where you would practice it, you would embody it in a way. And I thought these two spaces should be more connected on the one hand, and maybe also we should need a third door to have another experience where maybe theory would be more present. Of course, let's say an enlarged experience of what dance could be, because dance you could read it, you could talk about it, you could visit it maybe, you could also be then visited by dance. And this is why we designed a door with a question mark that was what would be a musée de la danse. The inventivity, the creativity, the liveliness of dance could be killed by the museum, thinking that museum is a killer in a way, is something to make dead objects, so to bring the liveliness of dance into a kind of mausoleum. But we thought it's a good question. And it was the idea that it's a musée de la danse, but it was a dancers museum. So if dancers would organize a museum, and then the frame and the functionality of such a space would need to be invented. We didn't have to fit what is a museum. A museum has to be like this, like that. A museum for the dance, and via dance, had its own rule, could have its own. So it was let's say, an opportunity to open a new door and then follow many artists, historians, archivists, architects, of course dancers, choreographers, in their desires for what could be this place. Be looking for the ideal building. This could be a fantastic building for Musée de la Danse. Not building, but mental space we need to think about. And this extends beyond the questions of Musée de la Danse, but somehow what is needed nowadays in our societies it's not to re-enchant or to heal, but to do something for what is Europe today, France today, a city nowadays, and how dance is maybe, to my eyes, the right medium to do something in the public space.
And you use the public space intensively, we have these 20 dances for the 20th century just after this warm-up on the street.
Yeah. And I thought we should do something between the stage and the public square. And rethinking, we start together outside, in front of the opera, and then we end on stage, but together. And then having a travel, let's say, from warming up for this project, but also warming up for the Tanzkongress, and warming up for what could be done in public spaces. And then 20 dancers is really more 20 dancers for the 20th century. It's more a live exhibition, a collective format with more than 20 dancers actually that are performing their own, I would say, their own museum, their own archaeology. Some are specialists of Mary Wesemann, some are specialists of Kurschwitters, or very different cultures, moments in the 20th century. You now, today, in this one situation, who is trying to remember, reenact, reconstruct, or call a gesture that is not there anymore. So there's a question of what is history and how do we embody it nowadays. And then Manger is a way to finish with it's a kind of hardcore artwork. And I like the fact that we start with a sense of togetherness, and Manger questions that. I like the idea that we could, with dance, we can shift easily postures, especially if we don't have the stage, the tribune. If we have experience that is, as now, we could start moving together. I can start listening to you. You can start watching me. And in a second, we change. In a second, I'm the teacher, you are the performer, I'm the student, I'm the viewer. So I think I like that in dance, the positions can shift very easily. I like the permeability, let's say, that dance allows bodies and people to have in the public space, but also in such institutions as the opera. I also like this formality. It's nice to have it sometimes, but let's say for this Tanzkongress and where there is also an idea that lecturers and practitioners or dancers would meet, would join, and public would join also, to consider this opera as a public space where we could reinvent what do we do in a bar, and not necessarily having a drink, maybe listening. Let's have a drink.